Hey guys, this is a top 26 run, Tyrannical. I did with a friend of mine, which was the tank. So this was a pug group, but I was on voice with the tank, so VGK. Right off the bat here, so we take the Bloodhorn into the back. I'm focusing because I have to do my stacks. Using my Ruby on it, I kicked Sathel, doing my AoE rotation. I got one crit. Somebody was really quick with that stun on the guy that stunned you. I was really late on that dispel on pass run, and I didn't have my kick up because I kicked Sathel earlier. Engaging here as Arcane is can be really like risky for your CDs because you almost always get stunned in your CDs. Like on pull, I mean.
Run out.
I'm not sure if my Touch of the Magi exploded when pass run was in melee or after he jumped away, but anyways, you should try not to, CD pass run so that if he jumps away right when your Touch of the Magi explodes, it doesn't explode in a single target, but it also does the damage to Desia and Sathel. Yeah, for some reason I was almost dead here, I don't know why. Anyways, this was again a comp with a Warlock and a Survival Hunter. We needed a Warlock because Warlocks are broken in top. They do a lot of damage, just like in every key, but especially in top. And they can dispel the Lich boss, called the Rock, so that we have two dispels with the Priest and the Warlock, and nobody is risking to die. We're trying to kill Dacia here, so that it's we're a bit safer.
Dispel boss.
Trying to dispel what I can, but the priest helps me with the purges a lot, and that actually helps my damage a lot as well. Again, I used my CDs almost on cooldown here. When there are only 2 targets, and even only 3 targets, I'm starting to do the single target rotation because the AoE rotation does less damage. I use my orb to generate the 4th Radiant Spark debuff there because Quaking was coming, and if I would have tried to cast the Arcane Blast, I would have got silence for 5 seconds, and I couldn't have done my barrage out in time. This is usually what the timer for this boss is in both Tyrannical and Fortified, so you should try to have your CDs for after the boss. So as you can see right now, my AP, Touch of the Magi, Ruby, everything is coming back up soon. I think the plan is to go was to go to the Lich Wing, do like a lot of souls, and then continue on from there. That's exactly what we're doing. I could have played Necrofrost here, but since Sove was my premade and he could go Necro as well, I just asked him to be Necro so that I could play Arcane. Because I'm having much more fun playing Arcane than playing Necrofrost. As you can see, the DK controlled the Shackled Soul, which was inspired, so that we can kick the other ones. Here is a perfect example, I think, of... let's see what rotation I do here. Yeah, I do 4 Arcane Explosions and Barrage. If I would have done 2 Arcane Explosions into Barrage, the mob would have been dead if I would have critted. So actually I would have done less damage into the Touch of the Magi, and so the explosion of Touch of the Magi would have been smaller onto the other adds that are around it, so I would have batted less. That's why I did 4 Arcane Explosions first, and then my Barrage. I have my 45 seconds here, but it's Tyrannical and these adds don't have a lot of HP. The next ad is a bit more scary, so what I did here is I just waited with my cooldown so that I could use my 45 seconds on the Guardian. Arcane CDs, I feel like they line up very nicely in this dungeon because, as you can see, you usually come back down, if you go the route that we're doing right now, you usually come back down with AP up, you use AP on the pool with like 9 souls, that's great. Then you have your 45 seconds here, As you can see, I had to decurse myself, so I only did my barrage on the third Radiant Spark debuff to be sure that I, you know, to be sure that I get my barrage off before Radiant Spark debuff falls off. I don't know if you noticed, but I also altered time there to be sure I don't die on the Portal Guardian. And I had to decurse again this time. I'm just hoping that this dies. I couldn't cast there because of, you know, quaking. And luckily, when you go into these portals in Theater of Pain, they heal you to full life, so we will all be full health here. Always spell steal these shields because they stay on for a long time. It's 2 minutes or a bit over 2 minutes. So when you know, in the next pools, in the scary ones, especially if you don't have shaman like we do and you don't have like that many kicks, it might be scary. And if ever there's a kick that, I mean a cast that doesn't get kicked, with these shields you don't die. You're like invincible. I think I have around 250k HP right now. So you know, I'm pretty safe. So on top, you know, again, the 45 seconds cooldowns line up with the first Guardian, and then for this Guardian, which is a bit more scary, you have your AP with everything. We will shackle this, and we will pull the Guardian with the Soulbinder. This is the safe way to play it. And I didn't CD on pool because my Arcane Echo might have broken the Bone Magus CC. Somebody decursed the Hunter, I don't know who it was, but anyways. As you can see, if you crit on this Guardian, it dies super fast. Again, spell stealing the shield. Sometimes I forget to be honest, and right now I should decurse myself, but I don't take any magical damage from anything because we're kicking all of the casts. I spell stole those as well. And so I have my 45 seconds almost ready. There is of course almost no point in using them here, so I'm just gonna use it on the next pool. Except on the next pool, I can't use them on pool because of the spikes. So I have to move, so I can't cast. I cast my evocation here. I thought that since I have to wait for the spikes anyways, I might just let them engage, you know, right now. So, but the tank had flash craft, so he didn't engage either way. Just helping to focus here a bit, since I have to wait for you know, for these spikes to end, because I can't CD during these. I had the spell that makes my Arcane Blasts cast insta, but still I have to cast my Radiant Spark, my Touch of the Magi. And right now I'm just trying to get my AP back up, so I can AP this, use my 45 seconds on the next platform, and then have AP again for boss. I was praying that this guy would go into melee with the other adds faster, but he didn't, so I got funnel only off That was the only target that I hit with my barrage, apart from the skeleton, you know, the big skeleton. That guy. And so even if I have my 45 seconds up right now, these mobs have really low HP, so what I'm doing is I'm just, you know, using my spells without my cooldown, so that I have my 45 seconds for the next adds, and then I have AP again for boss. I'm doing this because it's also Tyrannical, so bosses are the most scary. Like next platform, even though of course we have to do our kicks and play it properly, if we just play normally, it's gonna die super fast because it's Tyrannical and they don't have that much HP.
Watch your step.
I don't know why I waited so long there to do my CDs. I'm also using my AoE rotation here, even if it's 3 targets, just because it's a bit easier to get it off with the curse that's on me and that I didn't decurse. I didn't decurse there to be sure that I have time to finish my rotation. That's why I continue to do Arcane Explosions. I now had to decurse though the Warlock, and of course I made sure to do that.
Watch your step.
I got really unlucky on the next boss with the hands. I didn't really get them on my CDs like at all. I was still, you know,
Watch your
in the
step.
top of the damage meters, like next to the Warlock and Hunter, just because I'm a single target spec, but they were doing as much damage as me because they had the hands buff. Also this next boss bugs really often. Like the hands disappear sometimes. I'm not sure if it's a mechanic or like if you have to, you know, not go in the hands before, like too long before they stun you. Like you should maybe, I don't know, go into them right a second before. I know that you don't have to feign death it or invis it to proc it faster.
Run out.
Here what I'm doing is I'm just funneling her,
Watch your
praying that I
step.
get the hands, because I'm going to Bloodlust after the hands anyways. Sadly the Warlock and the Hunter got it for me. Sadly for me. So I'm just waiting now with this. I tried to evocate, but I got Quake incoming, but I'm full mana anyways.
Watch your step.
I have so many clear casting stacks, clear casting proc, sorry. As you can see, I'm getting them off really fast.
I'm procking your proc, dude. Look at my dips.
I didn't get the hands again, even though I would have had my CDs. As you can see, I can use them right now.
Watch your step.
You can start pressing your Rune of Power when Touch of the Magi has 8-second cooldown when you're on the air buff, just like I did. I am happy that I managed to get the distance of my blink so accurately because that was really scary. We also have 2 CRs and this is one of the scariest bosses. Actually all bosses in top are scary, what am I even saying? But as you can see, I'm just, you know, doing my single target CDs as I always do. I'm low on mana now, so I evocate to be sure that during my CDs I have enough mana, and I'm waiting for the hands. I'm not using my CDs before, because if I get stunned mid-CDs, I will be sad. I'm staying in between of the 2 hands in case one of them disappeared. It's exactly what happened. I also got a proc of Pelagos, which was really nice here. I prayed to crit because I didn't have my ruby. I also had my potion up, so if I crit here, I do a lot of damage, but I didn't. I did 100k non-crit. This boss is super long. It has a lot of HP, especially on Tyrannical, and even if our damage looks high, like the fact that we get stunned, 2 people get stunned every what, 15 seconds or 10 seconds, it makes this boss so much longer. As you can see, Draw Soul is in 6 seconds, but I'm still using my 45-second CDs because I feel like I have to for me to be able to get my CDs back up again. I did 1 Arcane Explosion there because Quaking was going to come, so instead of 1 Arcane Blast I did 1 Arcane Explosion to continue doing my rotation.
Watch your step.
And here the boss has what? 17%, 1.8 million. My CDs are coming back in, let's say 17 seconds, let's say 13 seconds if I pre-use Rune of Power. But the boss dies so fast.
Watch your step.
I think I decided to do nothing because there's Draw Soul in 2 seconds, so using my CDs now would make no sense. I have to wait for this, and now since it stunned the other 2 DPS, I use my 45 seconds.
Run out. Watch your step.
Relinquish your soul.
As you can see, this one disappeared, and luckily I used Invis before. If you can see, my Invis is on cooldown on the bottom right of your screen, so I had 60% damage reduction, and that's the reason I didn't die. I pre-invised in case the hands would disappear, and they did. That was just a random call. Then we will go XAV here, so in the arena wing. What the tank wanted is for us to kill the archer first, or the conscript, but I told him that we can just, you know, go with a big ad. Oh no, he mind controlled it, my bad. Anyways. Yeah, he just wanted us to kill the arbalist first. I'm trying to focus a bit here so I can use my ruby on a low health target so I get more crit of it, because the other ads have a lot of HP. They're gonna be alive when I do my barrage anyways. As you can see, they still are alive even though they're really low. And I also critted.
Look at my dips.
So that was actually great. Is dead. Now we are going to release this guy. Even though we can't kick this, it's not an issue, because if you soothe it, it loses his shield and he's not in regen anymore. And luckily the hunter knew that. That was my rune of power, so I blinked out of it, I blinked back in afterwards. This is something that you cannot do if you play Slipstream. So, you know, I used my CDs, I had to blink out, and just before my Arcane Barrage was ready to go off, I used blink to go back in to get right next to my rune of power. We also started pulling the second one here. These ads have a lot of HP since it's fortified, and they also do a lot of damage. Actually, I didn't take that much damage from it. That was really okay. Using my AP here again, so we're playing this. We're gonna play the captain pack, and then we play the other ad as well. So I got a random crit right there. I got the random lucky crit on my barrage there during my CDs. So right now, you know, it's almost all single target. I'm just using my cooldowns as they come. My 45 seconds are coming back soon, but I think I'm gonna have them only for the Arbalist pack. The Captain pack, I mean. In the Captain pack, since we have DK, we will control the Captain, because he brings us, I think it's 6% damage reduction and 3% more damage. I got stomped right there. That was actually trolling of me. The frontal of the guy, I didn't think it would go up the stairs. I thought it's, you know, on the same level as, like, you have to be on the same level with the ad to take the damage. But I was wrong, and since I didn't have my stacks here, I couldn't use my 45 seconds. But you know, that made my EP come back a bit faster, so what it just ended up doing here, I think, is nothing. Well, I didn't want to go into melee. I used evocation, and I think I'm gonna use... You know, my AP is ready, but using CDs on this makes absolutely no sense, because we have two AoE classes. These ads, look at how fast they die. Like, if I would have used AP here, it would have been wasted. My role here, again, is to do the single target that we're maybe lacking, you know. So I'm just okay, the ads were dead, but I should have rubied one of them. We also got lucky to get the easiest one. So what I did here is I focused to use ruby on at low health, and then I have everything again with potion up. The priest also PI'd me here, which was really nice. He PI'd me a bit late, so
dude, look at my dips.
When you are playing with the priest and you want PI, try to tell them to give you PI, like, if you want to get full use of the PI, you want PI before you cast Radiant Spark. And priests are using, I think, it's a weak aura or an add-on or something that shows, like, the icon of their party frames glow on the target that is using their CDs. And the spell that they're tracking for that is Arcane Power. Except our Arcane Power is the last spell we're pressing just before our rotation. Like, we're doing Radiant Spark, Touch of the Magi, and then Arcane Power. We would, like, imagine you press Radiant Spark, Touch of the Magi into Arcane Power, and the priest gives sees the thing, the time that the global ends and the time that he, you know, human reaction time, he gives you PI, let's say 2 seconds left. That's 2 globals too late, because that means 2 of your arcane blasts came off, you know, without PI. You want PI for your 4 arcane blasts and your barrage. Here I'm focusing WoW. That's what we want to focus here to be sure we're leaving this boss no
Attack
more.
totem.
Bloodlust has a 55-second cooldown right now, so we
Watch
should
your
last
step.
it in 55 seconds. I know because I remember from this run that we didn't last it. I forgot to last here, and we literally didn't last until the very end. So we literally skipped the last. Like I just forgot to last.
Target you.
Fall before the storm.
Attack totem.
Here I'm just doing my stacks to get trying to get AP back up. Letting the hunter kill me, of course, because I think I'm doing less damage than him.
Watch your step.
Our plan also here was not to kill the banners, so we just focus the boss. And I'm not using my 45 seconds here because if I am, this thing would interrupt me. And quaking as well. The priest died here, but we have 3 CRs, and this is the boss where we want to use most of our
Attack totem.
CRs.
Fall before the
Proccing your proc, dude. Look at my dips.
Watch your step.
I used altar here since the priest was dead and we couldn't really CR. We were waiting to... I think the tank CR the healer, but healer is waiting for this to, to finish casting, and that's actually really smart. I'm spamming
you.
Arcane Intellect so that
Attack
the priest
totem.
gets it really fast.
My blade knows no equal.
Here I'm not risking to evocate because some people kick you, so if I evocate and I get kicked, I'm actually done for the whole fight because I won't have any type of mana.
Watch your step.
As you can see, I used the Invis as a defensive, and I took no damage from that at all. Like, that only broke my shield, because the 60% damage reduction plus some other debuffs, some other buffs, sorry, we have, makes it so, I take less damage. And I got PI again here, I critted again here. Sadly, I got a doubt proc after my CDs, but still, I still got
Watch
it.
your step.
Cower before my
As you can see, Bloodlust is ready, and it's been ready, I think, for the past 2 minutes or so. And I haven't used it. I should have used it. And that's why this boss feels like so long. If I would have Bloodlust, maybe this boss would have been dead by now, or at least really, really low. The first time that I don't go down, so since I don't go down, I can just use my 45 seconds on cooldown. So right now,
Watch your step.
Quaking was coming, so I used an orb to do the 4th Radiant Spark debuff.
Attack totem.
Again, we're not focusing the banners, we're just focusing the boss. I just used Radiant Spark here because it has a really short cooldown, and I just wanted to get as
Watch
much
your
damage on the
step.
boss as possible.
before my might.
Hunter is dead, but we have 2 CRs and we should hold the CRs for Stitch or Patchwork boss or the last boss.
Target
This
you.
boss has only 70k.
totem.
I don't know if the healer and the tank can kill it. They should be able to. Oh, sorry, only the tank is alive. I was on voice with him and he said he can finish it. That's why he didn't CR, just to hold the CRs. So
Watch your step.
he finished it a bit late, but he did. Since we killed everything here, he doesn't need to dismiss his pets. But we're going to kill the captain first because we want on the next pack, on the double pull inside the room, to kill WoW because we skip a pack afterwards. We're doing that. You're going to see why, just to gain some time from walking. So we're killing this captain first. I used Invis here so that I could eat because I was out of mana, so I could actually do some damage on this captain, because without mana I could do absolutely nothing. So yeah, since we want to skip with WoW, we can't have the captain afterwards, because the captain will pull. The tank will also control the, you know, the one that is inspired,
Fresh meat.
I think. Oh, not even. I'm really trying to focus WoW here as much as I can. But I used my orb before, so now when I do my CDs I won't have my orb. What I did instead is another Arcane Explosion. So instead of doing 2 Arcane Explosions, an Arcane Barrage, Arcane Orb and Barrage, I did 2 Explosions, Barrage, Explosion, Barrage. This is a bit scary. I have Vagro. I don't really know why, because it's not like I'm at the top of the meters. But again, when I'm playing with a Hunter and a Warlock, I'm just here to fill in. And as you can see, we have the WoW buff. We're trying to kill these ads as fast as we can so that we can actually make use of that WoW buff. So yeah, we played WoW so that now we can skip this pack because we don't need it for percent. And look at how fast the walking is. It's like we gain, I don't know how much, but maybe 15 to 20 seconds in my opinion, just by walking super fast here. The tank asked if he needs to control here, but I thought like we had to go because we were not tight on time, but you know, we didn't have that much time left either.
I'm procking your proc, dude. Look at my dips. I'm procking your proc, dude. Look at my dips.
I was dying here and I couldn't use Invis for safety because I needed Invis to skip afterwards.
Interrupt.
So I'm going to pull these ads because these are the last ads we need to play before going boss. I had to wait for the patrol to go on the other side, and this is a pretty scary pull to be honest, but the healer is doing an absolutely amazing job of keeping us alive. I'm not using my CDs here because I really want my CDs on Gorchop. Gorchop is a really scary boss for Arcane because it has so much movement, and I'm not playing Slipstream. I don't want to play Slipstream for the rest of the dungeon, but for this boss, I would have loved to. I almost died there because I was typing. That's a mistake I'm doing way too often. So yeah, using Invis here, and we also don't need these 2 ads either. So yeah, this is when I realized we have Lust ready, and I was like, wait, what? No, we want last boss, right? Why do we have Lust ready? And I was like, ah, yeah, of course, it's because I forgot to Lust. Oh my god, I forgot to Lust XAV. So I just decided to keep the Lust for the last boss because it was a bit more scary. I focused earlier a bit because these are Pogs and they are 2 AoE specs, so I'm pretty sure they are only doing AoE. And I wanted to be sure that we are killing here, so I helped with killing I used my Ruby on and then used my single target rotation on Gorchop with a funnel of one of the 2 ads who was in melee and the tank almost died here twice. This was super scary. If you can look at his HP, he had 2k HP. And then he got back up luckily. I'm trying to have my stacks back up for my 45-second CDs, which are coming up right now, and I'm waiting for this, and now I have to wait for Quaking before doing my CDs. This is why this fight for Arcane is super bad, because I have to delay my CDs so many times. I'm linking back in next to my Rune of Power, as you can see, so I can you know, finish using my 45 seconds with the buff of Rune of Power.
Run.
Pieces. Gonna chop you up.
My AP is coming back up soon. As you can see, my potion has 23 seconds left. It's a 5-minute cooldown, and we have 7 minutes left of the dungeon. So I should try to use it before the 5-minute, timer is reached by the dungeon timer. So I'm just using, my CDs here, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with my potion. Actually, since my AP is only 1 minute and 30 seconds long, I can just use it on my next AP. I felt like timer was a bit tight, especially since we have to play an extra pack upstairs. But I wasn't really sure, so I just tried to do as many CDs as possible. I'm again here, but it's like super scary for me to do anything. I used evocation, I blinked while casting evocation not to get hit by the hooks. Using my 45 seconds here without ruby and without potion, because I'm like, I think I will have time to use AP again, but I didn't. I think I didn't, I'm not sure. Let's see what happens in 33 seconds.
More spare parts.
I'm just doing Arcane Explosions while I move because I can't really do anything else. I want to hold my instant Arcane Blasts if ever I want a CD again. I don't even have Evocation up, and I'm out of mana. I don't know what to do. I have CDs in 3 seconds, so I don't know. I have no idea if I should use my 1 minute or my 45 seconds, so I decided to use my 45 seconds here. I was my instant Arcane Blasts to be sure that I'm not gonna get kicked, and I used my barrage on the 3rd Radiant Spark debuffs to be sure that I have time to move and not get hooked. The priest died here, and that wasn't great, like for the timer, because we're losing 5 seconds. But it's actually pretty good because it activated the event with the boss upstairs much faster. Because right now we are not going to CR. We have 3 CRs left, and the priest releases. And the priest is going to release right next to the beginning of the event, so it's going to activate the boss faster. However, we have to play the ads as well, so it's not like it helps that much. We have 5 minutes left, and yeah, I didn't use my potion. I should have used it there. Just pressed it at any time, just so I can press it, twice more in the dungeon, not just once. But that was a mistake I did, just like not lasting XAV. So many mistakes this run. I just told the tank here that we have to go, like, we don't have that much time and we have to kill this pack, so, we're just going to kill the Ritualist. I'm going to use only my Rune of Power here. I want to use, like, as many single target CDs that I can. We have Soothe, we have Purge, so it's fine even if we can't kick this guy. But luckily the Inspired Mob charged out and I managed to kick the Ritualist, and the Mage Kick is a 6-second silence, so that was actually great.
Dispel.
I used my Ruby here and I told the tank, like, let's go, because the Ruby is coming towards me and I have the buff soon. I don't have my mirror images here already. As you can see, there are 4 seconds of cooldown. That's a bit unfortunate. I really had to go here, so I told him, whatever, just go. I'm not using my potion here because I want to use it with Bloodlust or when, the boss has low HP. I used the Invis to lose the aggro of the
I'm procking your proc, dude. Look at my dips.
of the 2 relics. That was actually good that I got aggro on the 2 relics, except the one, because then the could get cleaved a lot from the boss and not the other 2. So that way we randomly killed because I didn't focus it. I had to risk not killing it because I had to do as much damage on the boss that I could. Trying to focus a bit here because the tank is a bit scared, I think. But I have my 45-second CDs coming back up and I have to use them. As you can see, 3 minutes 20 seconds left on the timer. That means I can do 45-second cooldowns, then AP, 45 seconds, AP, 45 seconds before timer is over, or maybe even more.
I'm procking your proc, dude. Look at my dips.
Used my 45 seconds here, and now I'm full mana, and that's actually, great. Even though, we are going to last at 50%, I still used my AP here because I have to CD on
Run out.
cooldown. We have 2 minutes 45 seconds left on the timer, and this boss has 7 million HP more. I'm not sure we can, kill it. That was unfortunate. If I would have AP'd like 2 seconds later, I would have gotten the funnel from the ads on the boss. So I would have done, 30 to 40% depending on how many ads were around the boss. But I couldn't delay too long because my Radiant Spark was going to fall off from the boss. So I had to press my barrage and not wait for the ads to spawn. And I asked the tank, like, are we waiting for, Warlock's Infernal and my CDs to last? And he preferred to just last now to be safe. So we lasted now on my 45 second CDs. This is not great, but hey, it is what it is. I used my Arcane Orb to generate the first Radiant Spark debuff because Quaking was coming. And I finished my 45 second CDs. I used my potion apparently on the last AP that I did, which actually was very randomly nice because I got a random crit of it. As you can see, we have 1 minute 42 seconds left on the timer, and my AP is soon coming back up. I don't know what I decide to do here. Oh yeah, I don't have my racial up, so the enrage, or the berserk, whatever is it called, the troll racial. It's up in 13 seconds. What I decided to do, use my 45 seconds here, and I can use one more time AP and one more time 45 seconds. So I'm going to use my 45 seconds first, and then AP last, so that I have my racial with AP. So that I have my racial with AP, and also I get more crit from Ruby. We had 49 seconds left here, and the boss had 1.5 million HP. I used Invis for safety here to be sure I don't die. I kicked the mob so it goes into melee. See, I'm not, I really don't want to spend my stacks here because I know that my CDs are coming up like now. 25 seconds on the clock, and all my CDs are up with Ruby, so there's no way we don't time this unless, everybody dies right now. I also got a crit. And we timed this to literally 10 seconds left. As you can see, 11 seconds left, without lasting one boss. That was very, very, very lucky. If we would have not timed this by a few seconds, it would have been so upsetting, because it would have been my fault for not lasting. That would have been the reason why we wouldn't have timed it. Thank you for watching, guys, and yeah, see you on the next one.